Now it's time for our insight of the week. Crimson, what do you have for us?
All right, Laurie. Well, this time I'm not going to shock you because I went all philosophical on you. Because I went back to the roots, dude. I went back to Plato. So I'm sure you know this quote. Weren't you
Oh,
philosophy? Why do I feel like you were philosophy?
it's a little confusing, but I have my undergraduate is in interdisciplinary studies and it's a bachelor's of philosophy. It's not a
Okay.
bachelor's of arts, it's not a bachelor's of science, it's a bachelor's of philosophy, which is a rarity. Interdisciplinary programs are very rare
Yeah.
now, but you're going to hear from me a million times how much I feel like it helped me become the unique dynamo I am today. So, yay, interdisciplinary studies. We should value that skill set more.
All right. So we can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. And I love this one because encouragement in this day and age kind of feels naive. Like, I feel like we are living in a negative time of history where it's cool to be negative. And I feel like being positive or even encouraged makes you sound like a jackass when there's a lot that comes from it. Because I just think after a decade of, and it's been longer for others, but of a macro from global economics to, I mean, we had the damn plague. I mean, we've had everything hit. And I think all
The
of us
vibes
are,
have been catastrophic.
the vibes have been once in 100 years. And so I do think, and I lived this way pre the 10 years, which is why I don't want to like tie it to the macro world because I think we do this at the most micro level. But sometimes I know I feel like if I even get encouraged, that's an invite to like slip the rug out from under me, if that makes sense. Like it's like
It
almost
does.
my nervous system is adapted to this hypervigilancy that like it won't leave because it feels like if it leaves it, then it's open to risk of like the disaster that's coming, even though I have no reason to think there's a disaster. And I just felt like Plato captures our distrust or lack of safety and the positivity and the good things that there is out there. Maybe we're not afraid of failure as much as we're just afraid of the good stuff happening.
I have a clinical and a mythological response to what you just said. So, what you're talking about, clinically speaking, is called hypervigilance. And hypervigilance is, and I hate to say it, it is a dysregulated response. It's a sense that above being present in this moment, it prioritizes being like a step ahead to be able to respond to any potential threat that may present in the present moment. So it's not you existing in the present, it's you existing in the anxiety of the uncertain future. Okay. Most people who have gone through any type of trauma, large or small, have this because our brain learns. It's like, well, if you get bit by a snake, you're going to be hyper vigilant for snakes, right? But sometimes you're in some type of environment where there are no snakes. Antarctica, maybe. I don't know. But for the purpose of this, there's no snakes there, right? And you're still hyper vigilant for snakes. That is a nervous system dysregulation problem. The challenge is that like life is so overstimulating and there can be such intense and traumatic consequences for things that are both within our control and outside of our control that it gets very easy to exist in this state, right? That state of hyper vigilance.
I'm an expert
Now
at
there's
it.
an, yeah, I would say many of us are, right? But because you practice emotional endurance, you are also an expert at shifting yourself out of
Mm.
it. And that is the key. It's not inherently bad or problematic. It's a way that we can process and attune ourselves to things that need attunement. But when we're existing in it all the time, it's getting in our way of actually experiencing life, which is a bummer. Now, the mythological part of this is, have you heard of Cassandras?
Yeah.
So a Cassandra is someone from, I believe, Greek mythology who was able to foresee the challenges of the future. And people ignored her and did not prescribe to her. And these things would come to be. And over, she would get negatively in the mix because she had the power to see. There is a more modern understanding of Cassandras in our environment. There are people, and we are probably two of them, Crimson, so welcome to this club, who are
Cassandra.
able to really foresee potential bad things that can happen. The problem is that even a Cassandra is not like a great soothsayer of what will be and not be, but there is importance in our culture for people to listen to the potential outcomes and to understand it takes a certain type of brain to see how one ripple could cause many other ripples. And I think it's important to make space and to talk about these things, but they're very uncomfortable. And this is what I think Plato is talking about here, which is the discomfort of actually shining light on things and seeing what can we do to make it better. Nihilism right now is so popular because we've all collectively bought into the idea that we cannot enact change, which is not true.
Right.
We can see this in our history that we can enact change. We just have to organize.
Do the work.
So this is what this means to me. And I think Plato is correct. There are things going on, small things going on in my life right now that this morning I was meditating and I was like, we need to shine some light on that. I don't really want to. Doesn't really feel great. But I understood through my own reflection and process that not doing so is going to cost me more than just being like, all right, let's have the difficult conversation. Let's get the uncomfortable news and let's move forward with whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Instead of just staying in this quagmire of not really doing anything.
Agreed.
Did I use quagmire right there? I had a lot of big words in that.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think vocabulary, you get an A+ for sure.
Yes, and that is my interdisciplinary studies education. Thank you.
It's a good pitch for it, Laurie. I mean, I think it's a sad thing to go.
It's an important skill set and a very human one too.
Yeah.
So it is sad to see it be devalued.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got that degree while you still could.